Hi, I'm Carla D. Tillery, and welcome to the Chair Chronicles. I'm your life coach and your favorite auntie. You know, that aunt that is so not afraid to tell you the truth and help you see things just a little clearer, and you love her advice. Well, as a certified life coach with over 2 decades of experience, I'm very passionate about helping you find your happiness. So pull up a chair and let's have a talk. Hi, Carla.
Hey, LA. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Very good. Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What are you most excited about for the summer?
For the summer, what am I most excited about?
Yeah.
Getting outside, seeing the sun,
Yes.
and feeling some heat.
Yes.
I'm a Southern girl, so
Uh-huh.
I think living in New England, always getting excited about the summer because it's just warmer weather. You just feel more relaxed going outside with just a short sleeve shirt on, not putting on the coat, the hat, the gloves. And so I'm just really looking forward to being able to do more things outdoors. I love cooking out, out on the deck and the grilling, and so that's my thing. So most of it's just really about spending more time outdoors and enjoying the sun.
Nice.
And taking in some sights.
That sounds good. It sounds good. So we know that the pandemic is still here.
Yes.
Although people are getting vaccinated, which is great, we're seeing more things are being relaxed. How are you going to navigate that feeling of wanting to be free and outdoors and kind of getting back? I don't like to use the word normal because I don't think we'll ever go back to that place of normal.
Right, I agree.
But how do we move around the summer with that happening? And
so I think you have to navigate carefully. I think you have to think about your health and what you feel like your exposure will be doing certain things. And I think even with the heightened awareness about vaccinations, I still know that there are a lot of people that still are very much concerned.
Right.
And as you just said, COVID is still real.
Yeah.
There are people that are still catching COVID. There are people that are still dying from COVID. And so it's still very much present. And I think because there's so much a push for the vaccinations, you're not hearing as much about those statistics, right?
Yeah.
About the number of COVID cases and deaths and hospitalizations.
Right.
But it's still out there and there's still data. And you can recognize that there's still new cases every day. So I think people are still recognizing that there's still some cause for just being careful, being cautious, and not doing things too soon. So it really depends on your risk level,
right.
Because I think I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I'm not a huge risk taker,
Right.
But I'm not one that's just doesn't take some risk. So I kind of consider myself somewhere right in the middle. So I love getting out. I'm comfortable going out, of course, following all of the COVID protocols. So I still think my family and I will still be able to do certain things, but we still will be extremely careful. Extremely careful.
And so, you're a life coach, so we always have to ask this. What do we say to those folks who are, not only has the pandemic affected them, but they feel like they can't get out of this winter rut. And maybe it's not even about the winter. Maybe it's just that they've just felt just overwhelmed with everything that's happened in 2020. And they feel like, okay, they thought at the end of 2020, okay, I'm going to be different. It's going to be different in 2021, but they still are feeling the same.
So I think recognizing that life still is happening. And people still are having issues with their finances. They may have lost their job or may have found a job, but it's not enough in terms of salary to cover what they need to.
Right.
We still have, like I said, people are still passing away. And so people are still experiencing loss. And so life is still happening. And so what I would say to those folks is to continue doing those things. And it's not seasonal dependent. Right? It's not seasonal dependent because there are some people who experience the winter blues still have that same depression lingering in the summer.
Wow.
The symptoms just may look different. And so I still talk to a lot of people that feel overwhelmed that still have still feeling that weight of depression because life in many cases has not changed.
Right.
Just because the seasons and the weather has.
Right.
And so you have to still do all of those coping skills and mechanisms to still pull yourself out of those life kind of issues.
Yeah.
So you just have to deal with whatever your life issue is. You just got to still deal with it.
Right. Right.
And you have to perhaps seek help to get it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just, I know that it appears that the summer can kind of be uplifting, right? Because there's more activities to do.
Right.
And there's so many things. I don't know if we'll see the big fairs and the large gatherings still won't happen, but there's still parks. There's still, trails that you can walk on. You still can have some small gatherings in a safe way.
Right.
You still, there are going to be some activities that are open for you to visit, whether it's a museum or whether it's an aquarium or taking the kids to the zoo. So there's going to be some things that you still can do.
Right.
And you can do it safely.
Right.
And I think sometimes we just automatically assume that those things will take the weight of the world off of us.
Right.
Listen to this. I remember going on vacation and feeling really happy. I was so relaxed during the vacation.
Right.
And then when I came back, I fell right back into that slump and I could not figure out why. And what I realized was that I left that space. But when I returned to the space hadn't changed.
Ooh. And we don't think about it that way.
We don't think about it that way. We take vacations because we want to get away. And then whatever you're getting away from, if that doesn't change, when you come back, it is still the same.
Yeah.
And so I immediately started getting like those headaches again. I immediately started not sleeping well again because I jumped back into that space and all of those things, life was still happening.
Wow. Yeah. And we don't think about it that way. We think that, I'm on vacation. I feel light. I feel free.
Yeah.
So when I get home, it's going to be the same thing. And
listen, if you left those dishes in the sink before you left,
unless you have
you got some wash dishing genie, when you come back, guess what? Those dishes still going to be in the sink.
Right, the sink. Yes.
And so there's this perception that things are changing while you are refreshing, rejuvenating, and restoring your mind, body, and soul.
Right.
And what happens is you do.
Right.
And if you're not careful to maintain this perspective of freshness, you'll come back and you'll go back into that environment where it's stale.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I remember that so plainly.
Isn't that something?
And feeling like, what just happened? I just left for 7 days, laying out on the beach, having a good time, eating good, sleeping late, and come back, and it's like, boom. I immediately jumped back into that world and felt like I hadn't even been away.
Right, right. So you do take your vacation time. You do take the staycation time. And yes, you refresh and just allow yourself to just be. But understand that when you come back, although those things are still there, you still can do something about it without losing that freshness that you felt. You might have to pull those pictures out or pull them up on your phone and say, I remember when I sat on the beach and it just felt so good.
Right.
Right. Because I still do that. Even with, I took a trip to Puerto Rico. It's been 4 years now. I can actually go back to those pictures and it just transports me right back there and how I felt. And
beat me up, Scotty.
Yes, that's how I felt. I'm like, if I could just do the thing and just be there,
Right.
But like you said, life does happen, but we don't have to allow it to define whether or not we move forward and we find hope and we find light, love and light, because it's around us.
I would say to those that are going away on vacation, they need to think about why they're taking the vacation, right? Because sometimes we're thinking we're going for one reason, but we have the expectations that it's for a different reason.
Right.
And if you're not there if you're concerned about something that's going on in your life, you need to have the perspective of what can I do to change that.
Right.
And not just thinking that getting away is for relaxation
right.
and to enjoy a different environment. is the strategy,
Right.
right, for addressing the life issue.
Right.
Right. But if you go
Right.
away for the perspective of, let me think, let me get some quiet time to think about a few things and make sure I have the right approach, and maybe I need to switch things up a little bit, or maybe I need to see it differently, then that's different. That's a different reason for getting away on vacation, is to actually gain a different perspective,
Right.
and then take that back, and then implement it, right?
Right.
So I think vacations are great. I think getting away is great. It's something that I wholeheartedly am looking forward to this summer.
Yes, I
so
am
there's
too.
a lot of good things I'm looking forward to, and I think I usually do take some time to do some reflection and all of that good stuff.
Very
so that
good.
if there is something I need to tweak when I come back, I learned my lesson that last trip, the other trip I took. So I learned my lesson that to not have an expectation that the world that I come back to is changed.
Right.
But that hopefully I've changed, and that my perspective has changed, and that hopefully I can adapt something new that will cause a greater change in my life.
Right. And vacation, again, does not mean that you're getting on a plane, a train, a bus, you're in your car. There are a lot of things that are right around us, as you know, especially with people not working or looking for a job or have a job, and they really can't afford to take time off. Staycations are wonderful. So get out. There are maps to see parks and wineries. There are places. There's so many places to go. There's no excuse.
Every state has something very unique to offer. And I would say, even if you just Google things to do in your location, wherever you live, I bet you'll see a big list of things that'll come up, and you'll be like, I never thought about doing this or that. Right? I think each state offers a great asset of, natural resources and beauty and events and things that we haven't even considered. Considered. Because what you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
True. That's true.
Right. So sometimes you have to push yourself. And I think, again, for those that are dealing with life, certainly pushing yourself a little bit more to get out and to find some other things to just recapture a different that space in your mind. The thing is, we battle with the thoughts in our mind.
We do.
And what happens is you've got to find out how to win that war. And it's war with yourself. It's not oftentimes with life and other things. It's just the hitting that replay button sometimes in our head. So I love the summer. I love the summer because that's when I can press stop. Yes. And I can get away and do some things, whether it's what we're doing in the yard, or we might do a fire pit and just do some. Listen, we go back and we do those s'mores and get those
s'mores are not just for the winter time.
It's not just for the winter time. So there's so
that.
many things that I look forward to, and I encourage everybody to find something that you can get excited about and look forward to. And when you know you are in the presence of someone who might not be looking forward to just the summer because they've got different things going on, reach out and connect. Reach out and connect. Remember, we did like that checkup, check-in.
Yes, absolutely.
It's probably getting close to another time where you need to do some check-ins. Because, like you said, I think with the pandemic still being very real, and recognizing, even in my circle, I've got people that have different opinions. Sometimes it's just good to do that check-in to see how are you doing.
Right.
Because maybe they are more reluctant to not going out. And so maybe there's a safe place that you can still connect, like on the phone. Right. Just to say, hey, let's just catch up and see how things are going. Because they may not be willing to go to that outing. Maybe they don't want to do the screenings and go through all that. Maybe they feel more safe just staying at home.
And that's okay. And you reaching out will also help you. Just having that connection with someone else outside of yourself sometimes just gives you a moment to just say, you know what, I'm okay, and it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. I think we were created for that human connection. We were not created to be alone.
No.
And I'm not talking about marriage and singleness.
No.
I am talking about living in solitude, even in the midst of being around a lot of people. Because you can disconnect emotionally and mentally from people and check out. Because you've got so much that you're consumed with in your head about different things that you're going on in your life that you're not connected with anyone,
right,
emotionally and mentally.
Yeah. And it's
so
huge.
yeah,
It's
we're not meant to walk this life by ourselves.
No, and we need that. We need each other. And,
we need each other.
We have to keep checking.
So check in with someone. Find out what they're doing for the summer.
Yes, and be excited. Get excited.
Get excited, and hopefully it's some good stuff.
Yeah,
and make some suggestions if you know that there are things that you're willing to do. You know, offer up and say, "Have you thought about this?" And because sometimes, like I said, if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And if you haven't thought about it, you know, it may never ever come to your mind.
Exactly.
So I think just sharing some of the things that you're doing can also shed some light to someone else. Hey, maybe I can try that.
Right. Think out of the box.
Think outside
a lot of
the
things
box.
going on, a lot of things to do. So why not challenge yourself?
Challenge yourself.
Yeah, learn
and
the
Google
skill.
things
Something
to do. Google things to do. Write in your city or your location, your county or your state, and I'm sure you can find things that are inexpensive.
Right.
So a lot of things don't cost you one dime.
Anything
won't cost you one dime. You just need to get there.
Just show up.
Just show up. Just show up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm showing up this summer.
I am too. I'm there.
I am ready. I am ready
to
just get connected with a few more people than I have in since the course of a year.
Yes.
It's been over a year.
It's been over
a year since there've been some people that I've actually seen.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm excited about the summer.
So
I hope you are excited about the summer.
Yes.
I hope there's some things that you're looking forward to. I hope that you're not feeling like you're alone and that you're dealing with life all by yourself. Please reach out and connect with someone. As always, I'm available as your life coach and your favorite auntie. So be sure you connect with me. You can find me on all social media channels. You can also send me an email to carladtillery@gmail.com. Or you can send me a chat right in this video, or you can be sure to reach out to me if you're listening on any of our other podcast venues. So we love to hear from you. Be sure to like and share this podcast. Listen, I'm counting on you to spread the word because we've got some great conversations, some great tips and tricks for you all to test out. I'm sure that there is something said that will spark your life.
Yes.
So as always, stay tuned and stay connected on
The Chair Chronicles.